Hey guys, it's Tark with Cyclone FPV, and I'm getting ready to go fly this morning, but I wanted to take some time and show you guys. I decided to open up a new charger. I needed to have two of these on my bench, and so this is the Thunder Power RC, the TP4X610HV 4-port LiPo charger and HV charger, LiHV high voltage charger. And so I've got one on the bench right now, and I'm going to switch screens here so you can see that. So here's what I'm working on right here. So I've just got a brand new one. I've got two of them on the bench, but I decided to go with this new one right here because I wanted to show you guys what we'd be working with on it and how to program it and what to be careful of, because as you can see, if I slide this over, this is a pretty bad burn spot from where we had a pretty big fire. And I was waiting for this battery to stop. So now that it's done, I'm going to go ahead and disconnect the battery that I had here so I can lift up this unit. Right, and I'm going to leave this other one here, so let me get this off. Right, and I just want to show you what we're going to be working with and what you need to be careful of so you don't have the same mistake I had. Let me just take this plug out. Okay, all right, so let me switch cameras now and get back over here. Okay, so when you purchase one of these, this is the 4-port unit, right? So this is it right here, and you're going to notice that on each side, if we look right here, you're going to have your leads. So you've got your power leads here, and then you've got your balance here. Now, here's what's going to happen. When you open the box, you're going to end up with a bunch of cables. You're going to end up with the ones that you're really concerned about right now are going to be these right here, which is going to be your XT60 terminated cable right here that you're going to use to plug into your LiPo. And you're going to end up with this balance board that they provide for you. You get 4 of these, you get 2 of these, and then you get 2 of their own connections right here. I asked them why they don't put 4 XT60s, and this is I believe this is something that the plug that Thunder Power RC actually came up with for theirs. And they said that because they do a lot of RC cars, and these are found in RC cars a lot, that's why they leave them. Now, what I've done is I've just terminated these, put XT60s on the bottom of them, and then I've got 4 leads. But let's just work with what we've got right now. So you're going to end up with 2, right? And you're going to end up with 4 boards. Here's what caused my fire, and this is per Thunder Power RC. And put the video back up there. It is on YouTube on the fire itself, because I didn't know it was going to have a fire, but I was filming live at the time. The problem is this, and this is what you need to be careful of. On the back of this, on the side of these boards, on each one, you've got now ports you can see 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? So let's just take the left side because it's aiming the camera easily. So you've got your XT60 leads that are going to be here, and then with your banana clips, and then you've got your balance board. So here's what it should look like when you plug it in. All right. So you're going to put your leads here, right? And then you're going to put your board here. Now this wire is really, it's kind of a kinky wire, so it's going to twist on you every once in a while. It won't lay necessarily flat, but you've got it all in, right? The problem is that what I did, and it can happen, I mean, I'll vouch for it, obviously. When I plugged in the second set, which was right here, right, and then I put my next balance board in. Oh, I still got mine attached to the battery. Hold on, let me grab this different one. Okay, so here's what you need to be very careful of. And I guess it's probably my only concern as to why. I don't know why they did it this way, but it's fine either way if you're just careful. So what I did was I accidentally, and I guess because it's on the bench and all these wires are laying there, I accidentally grabbed the XT60 leads from port 2, and I used the balance board from port 4. And I plugged in the same battery, which means that I had this lead and this board on one battery, and then I had the board from port 2 and the lead from port 4 on another battery. So basically I had the wires crossed. What happens, and what they explained to me, is that when it's charging, it's a smart charger, but it had no idea that it was reading the other battery. So basically it ended up overcharging, okay? When it overcharges and it didn't stop, it blew the battery up, and it was a pretty big fire that burned a considerable amount of my equipment out here. So the main thing is I want you to be very careful is do not cross these. So now I'm going to switch the camera angle. I'm going to put this back down on the table. I'm going to show you what I'm working with here. Okay, so here's what we've got, right? So what you want to make sure of, and what I recommend is that you, let me back this off just a little bit, and I recommend that you take your wires, and I'm going to go do this while I'm talking to you all, so give me 1 second to grab some tape. And I recommend that you take your wires and you tape them. Now, let me show you what I'm going to do here, because it's going to be much easier this way. So I'm going to use a blue duct tape wire right here, and I'm going to tape these two together. And the biggest thing I want to do is make sure that I do not get confused and cross these again. So I'm going to run these two together in a blue cable, and I'm sorry, in a blue tape, right? And then I'm going to get my black duct tape, which is here. I know you can't see it, but I'm going to run the other two. And what you want to do is just make sure that you've removed any risk of running your wires together. So let me go ahead, or crossing your wires on your batteries. So if I do this, the limit now is I'm very limited on how far I can go with these cables, and so therefore I should not have the issue. But what I was talking about is that these things don't lay flat. The wires are kind of twisted a little bit, and they're very stiff. It's not a problem or a complaint. It's just the reason why I guess I didn't catch it. So here's what you want to do. You want to make sure that you have your wires separated like this. This way they don't cross each other, especially when you have a setup like mine where I've got 20, 30 batteries I'm charging, and I'm just kind of going through them real quickly. So then what you're going to want to do, and this is the part about programming. Now look, make sure you understand this, because I do not want to see you guys going through that, all right? It is a huge fire. It does a lot of damage, and you can see here in this fire, actually, if I can move this camera up, it spanned all the way up. It went up on my stuff. It burned some of my quads. Look, you can see it even burned my little magnetic, whatchamacallit thing that makes the screws magnetic or demagnetizes them. So anyways, let's get back to here now. So once you get this situated, then you really have your batteries under control. And I'm going to go ahead and just kind of pop one on here and show you what you would do next. So in this case, I'm running a Sugar Rush. Sorry, I'm running a Sugar Rush. This is the 4S LIHV 1500 mAh, okay? So here's how you're going to set your batteries up, and I'm going to show you using this one first. First thing is go ahead and plug it into your 4S port, which says right here, all right? And go ahead and plug your LiPo lead in right here, your XT60 lead right here, all right? Now, it's not going to lay flat always, but you can leave it like that. I'm going to move this so you can see the screen now. So everybody seems to ask me, okay, well, what do you do here? First thing I do is I go to program, all right? I like to program my own stuff, so I'm going to use the down arrow, and I'm going to go to memory, save, and I'm going to hit start. And I'm going to use slot 0, okay? That'll be my first slot for memory, so I'm going to hold the start button, and it's going to give me to a battery type screen. Now, this is not a LiPo. This is an LIHV because it's a high voltage, so I'm going to go down until I get to LIHV right here. I'm going to hit start, and now I've got my menu. So right here at the top, I'm going to do a balance charge, because that's what I want to do is I want to balance charge each cell so they all get evenly charged. The next thing is I'm going to look at my battery, and it is a 4S, all right? But the next thing you see here is my milliamp per hours here is not right. So I'm going to hit start, and it's going to scroll through the screen. So if I hit start again, now I'm on my milliamp per hours, and I'm going to go ahead and just keep going. This is a 1500 mAh, all right? So this is going to be my charge rate at 1.5 amps. So I'm going to hit start, and then it's going to give me an option to adjust this again. You wouldn't really adjust this again unless, for example, you're using a DC charging. It's got a DC charge option on it where you can just plug in a LiPo and give it power. And then you don't want it to pull the amps too fast, or you could, or if you're charging 04 and it's too much for your break or your circuit. So once you're set with this, hold the start button, and it's going to tell you it's saving. All right. Now it's blinking. It's telling you it's in slot 0. You can go ahead and hit battery type. This is like our stop. So just hit stop, right? And then you scroll down. Now when you go to memory load, right here, and you hit start, you're going to see slot 0 has the balance charging of a 4S at 1.5 amp, and it's an LIHV high voltage battery. Hold your start button. It's going to load it. And at that point, you can get ready to charge. So I'm going to press start, and with you're using an LIHV, it's going to make you do 3 different times to press the start button so that it knows that you're not making a mistake, because it doesn't want to overcharge your battery. So hit start. Here comes the first warning. Never charge a standard LiPo under the HV, right? So hold start. And then failure may result in fire. So again, you're going to hold start. And then it's going to check and give you one last chance to confirm, and then just hit start. Now you've got your charging going, all right? That's for LIHV 4S. Now, let's assume you're running a standard LiPo, right? So I'm going to grab one here, and I'm going to use the second port over here so you can see what I'm doing now. Okay, so on a standard LiPo, and I'm going to grab, I know I had a couple here that I needed to charge. I'll just take this one. Now, this is another battery made by Thunder Power RC, but this is the Adrenaline series, and these are not high voltage, but these are standard LiPos, right? So I'm going to use this one this time. I'm going to plug it into here, and again, you do the same thing, all right? I'm going to plug it in. It's a 4S, so I'm going to plug it into 4S slot. I'm going to plug in the XT60 right here. I'm just going to lay it flat wherever it goes. There you go. Now, for this one, if you're running a LiPo and not an LIHV, you're going to do the same thing. Go down to memory save, hold start. You're going to select slot 0. I'm going to go select slot 1 because I want slot 0 to be all LIHV 4S, okay? So I'm going to go to slot 1, I'm going to hold start. And it's telling me battery type this time is a LiPo, so I'm going to go ahead and click start. And then it is a 4S. I am balance charging. Now, I believe these are also 1500 mAh. So I'm going to go ahead, no, I'm sorry, these are 1900 mAh. So I'm going to go ahead and tell it to hit start, go to my milliamps per hours, and I'm going to hold it down just so it scrolls faster. All right, now I'm at 1900 mAh, which is what that battery is, and it's going to charge at 1.9 amps. Going to hold it, start again, make sure everything's good, and then hold it down. It's going to save again, okay? Now, it tells you it's in slot 1. You can hit stop, and now scroll down to memory. Oh, you'll have to scroll back, sorry. Go to memory load, hit start, and then hold start, and it's going to load it. Okay, and now press start, and it's gonna get, sorry, hold start, and it's gonna go. Now, I'm charging batteries over here, so that little beeping that you hear while I was talking, that is the system telling me the battery's done. All right, now this one was pretty much charged already, so hopefully we can hear it chime real quick. But okay, so getting back to this, the main thing that I want you guys to understand is, number one, do not cross those wires. Please tape them and be safe about it, okay? If you don't, you will have a fire. I mean, I'm pretty confident you will, because I did, and I had only made that mistake one time, and the thing blew up. It was pretty bad. Number two, make sure that when you're setting your batteries, you are very clear not to have, if you do have high voltage batteries, like these Sugar Rush right here, and you do have standard batteries, let's say like these generic ones right here, yeah, that's not the tattoo, that's the generic version, that you do not cross and try to charge a LiPo under LIHV or high voltage, because it will take it beyond the limit. The other thing is going to be that when you do charge these, you will set your charge rating to basically divide your milliamps per hours by 100. So if you have a 1900, then divide it by 100, and you're going to have 1.9. All right. Make sure your amperage charge rate is at 1.9 or 1/100th of the total milliampere hours. It's a pretty safe bet. It may take you longer on things where you have a 450 or 870, but it's worth the time as opposed to damaging the battery. Well, that takes care of how to use the charger, guys, and I hope that helps. And if you have any questions about it, let me know. They do make the single charger version of this, which I've sold to some customers as well, and the same rule applies. The same way to store, the same way to load, and the same rules as far as charging high voltage versus standard LiPo. If you have any questions, hit me up at target@cyclonefpv.com. Check out the other videos, and please, as always, please subscribe and support our channel. Talk to y'all soon. Take care. Bye.